Tonight is the final debate in the U.S. Senate race for Virginia Senator Mark Warner's seat.
It's the first time that he's been up for re-election, and three men are vying for the spot. NBC 29's Alana Austin is live in the state capitol tonight to introduce us to the candidates. Hi, Alana.
Hi, Steve and Casey. Well, with about 3 weeks to go, incumbent Senator Mark Warner still maintains a strong lead. He does face competition from Republican challenger Ed Gillespie and the Libertarian candidate Robert Sarvis, and this race could play a larger role in the possible changing landscape of the U.S. Senate. As Senator Mark Warner wraps up his first term serving in the U.S. Senate, he reflects on a career in politics and business, transitioning from a Virginia statesman into dealing with the gridlock in Washington.
And why I'm asking folks to rehire me is the Senate has to do better. And the only way it's going to do better is if you got folks who are willing to work together in common ground.
He identifies as a centrist Democrat. His top priority is continued economic recovery.
I think progress has been made, but there's still a lot more that needs to be done.
After earning degrees from George Washington University and Harvard Law, he became an entrepreneur. He flourished in the telecommunications industry and eventually co-founded a company that became Nextel. Also on his resume, former governor of Virginia and member of the General Assembly.
I think Virginians know me, and I think that's why this kind of critique, but it's what I expect.
But now he fights off a challenger, former Republican National Committee Chairman Ed Gillespie. Gillespie says he offers Virginians a stronger path. His ideals clash with Warner, primarily on health care. He accuses Warner of associating too closely with President Barack Obama.
Having worked to help pass Obamacare, those are things that aren't popular with the people of Virginia, and they know that we can do better. And my policies would make things better for us.
After years as a GOP strategist and advisor to George W. Bush and a lobbyist, he advocates for an overhaul to the Affordable Care Act and harnessing American energy sources.
Every vote I cast in the Senate will have a very simple test. Will this bill ease the squeeze on hardworking Virginians and make it easier for the unemployed to find work?
Libertarian candidate Robert Sarvis emerges as an entirely different voice.
They're both Washington insiders, and they're both part of the problem.
Sarvis says despite the fierce division between Democrats and Republicans, he thinks Warner and Gillespie have more in common than you think. A Renaissance man with an Ivy League education, Sarvis says he hasn't given up on raising third-party presence.
The two parties and the two candidates are very similar in terms of cronyism and corporate welfare. It just goes to show what this is all about. For those two parties, it's about power. It's not the public interest.
Leaving Virginians with three choices on November 4th. Sarvis has not been included in these debates. You can, however, watch Gillespie and Warner clash at 7 p.m. We will carry it live on CW29, and you can have team coverage and an analysis on the debate coming up at 10 and 11.
Alana Austin live in our state capitol newsroom tonight.